New at 5 tonight, the Target 12 investigators are re-examining the Providence riot 1 year later.
Mayhem and destruction after rioters clashed with police in Providence last June 1st, a group eventually smashing their way into the Providence Place mall.
The riot came just days after peaceful protests spurred by the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis.
Tonight, lessons learned from the Providence riot and what they mean moving forward. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
The leaders of the Providence Police Department tell me they should have had more officers on duty the night of June 1st, knowing now what a tinderbox the country was at the time.
You could hear flares being shot into the air, fireworks, yelling, screaming, bottles breaking, alarms going off. What do we want? Justice! It was an eerie night. It was a dark moment in the city of Providence.
Protests in Providence over the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer had been peaceful days earlier. But when night fell on June 1st, 2020, it devolved to this.
We were a bit flat-footed, although we had a dozen or two Providence police officers held over and prepared, but at 11 o'clock, 11:30, when you have 300 or 400 people and they're going to storm the Providence Place Mall or any facility, you need to be ready with more than a couple dozen.
At the time, officials said early intelligence indicated out-of-state actors planned the violence.
But you make no mistake about it. Those plates coming in from other states that drove across our border, who came here with crowbars and gasoline, were not here because they care about ending racism in our community.
Did that turn out to be true?
It did not. It did not. And we were conversing with the Mass State Police and Rhode Island State Police as well. That didn't turn out to be true.
There was prodding by a small group to enter the mall, and then the mob mentality took over, and that's how they ended up entering the mall.
That night was like, it was almost to me like almost where I understand. I mean, we kind of predict this was going to happen.
Brother Gary Danzler is the head of Black Lives Matter Rhode Island. The day after the riots, he stood with city and state leaders condemning the violence, but he also says he understands how the killing of George Floyd lit a fuse.
I think it was overdue with Providence. I think Providence haven't seen that in years.
What do you mean it was overdue?
Meaning, like, as an African American, there's so much to be talked about structurally, educationally, spiritually, unheard, unseen, or taken serious as a race. It was about George Floyd, but it was about other things behind George Floyd.
Clemens says the department conducted an after-action report following the riots and found tangible changes that needed to be made, from face shields not fitting on police-issued helmets so officers' faces were exposed to projectiles, to bigger takeaways like the need to increase staffing for future protests throughout the year. Do you feel like you let the city down on June 1st because of what happened and maybe not responding to the intelligence that you had going into that night?
Absolutely not. In fact, the opposite. I think but for the leadership, the brave actions of the men and women of the Providence Police Department, I think the city of Providence would have looked considerably different the next morning in the days to come.
It could have been worse, is what you're saying.
Way worse.
65 people were arrested that night. A Target 12 review of the cases found, with several still pending. So far, just one defendant has served any jail time, a sentence of 10 days. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.